Good morning from Gulf Mariner. I'm just going to go out this morning and try out my new Autopilot that I bought at a swap meet in Seattle for $20. It's a Autohelm 3000 Autopilot. That's a manual I printed off the internet. So it's a belt-driven Autopilot. This here is the control unit for it. The dial's a little worn off, but I'm going to print off a new one and stick it on there. That's the control unit. That is the motorized drive unit, and that drives this belt, which goes over this large sprocket on the wheel, which is attached to the back of the wheel. So it's not a digital Autopilot, it's analog, so there's nothing really fancy in there. It just has an internal compass in here, and I guess it must have sensors in there that sense what direction you set this dial at, and that will in turn steer the boat by turning the wheel with this geared drive to the big sprocket on the wheel via the belt. So we're just going to try that out this morning. Hopefully it works well. Okay. So now we're almost west. I'm going to put the Autopilot on. We're not going to use the set position yet. We'll set it if we need to adjust it, but we're going to put it on number 1. So the Autopilot is set to west. The green means it's adjusting course. So we're actually too far south, so you can see the wheel moving this way, which is turning the boat in a more northerly direction. So now if the compass and the Autopilot don't correlate with each other, eventually I can adjust that. So it's still finding its way to west. It's heading a little more north because we're on a sort of a southwest course. So I'm going to turn it off for a second and I'll put it back on once we're all set up. So I've got it adjusted now. So the unit is set to north. The compass in my boat is set to north. And the wheel is adjusting itself a little bit here and there. And the compass stays on north. What I'm going to do now is I'm getting close to this barge, so I'm going to set the dial to east, and the boat's going to change course to east. You can feel it changing already, and I don't know if you can see the LED lights flashing, but they flash according to which way the motor is turning. So it's turned over to the wheel's turned over to starboard, and it's waiting for the boat to answer the helm. Head over in an easterly direction now, and it should center up and head towards east. So we're still swinging, as you can see. More or less easterly direction. It's east-ish so far. Now there's some other adjustments that I probably need to refine, like the rudder response adjustment. So we're almost east-ish. I can adjust that more here. We'll go to a more easterly direction. So my mark on my dial might be slightly off as well. One thing is where I mount this unit, it can't be near any iron. So there's a lot of metal in the boat, it's close to the engine, so there's obviously going to be a little bit of deviation, magnetic deviation, so I'll just have to adjust it accordingly. Well, you can see the LED lights flashing here. But it does maintain a really nice course, so once it's set on a course, it just stays there. So that's my Autopilot.